back, back on live with another session. Sorry that happened. Um, I hope we didn't lose everybody. We lost everybody, obviously. Um, Two people are back.
I am there.
Well, four. Okay, guys, I'm super sorry. Obviously, my first time streaming here with this OBS studio where I can put everything together. Thanks for coming back to those who are coming back. And yeah, Tom is here, but I'm not gonna turn Skype on again because I'm scared of Skype. So Tom is actually here on my phone.
Hey everyone.
I think if I hold you very close to my microphone here,
Yeah,
Tom, people
you
can
have a
see
pretty
you.
cool studio there. Yeah,
Yeah, it's quite nice, huh? I
super
built it
nice.
up. I built it up just for that live stream here, actually.
Wow, cool.
But then things like that happen, and I'm blaming you now. You said I can do that, right? I'm blaming
Yeah,
you.
I probably sent the virus from Belgium.
Yes, you sent the virus over. Anyway, so we were being in the middle of the introduction uh, of yourself, and you told me that you're having a baby and you're adventuring, and maybe you can summarize it one more time in just a few words.
Yeah, well, basically, I am a professional paragliding pilot. I've been traveling for the last 15 years, and I'm now sailing around the world with a 12-meter sailboat and with my family. And I have a little kid called Jack, who is 2 years old, and we are about to have a second baby in a month. So it's just the perfect timing before Red Bull X out, right? Because I also take part at the Red Bull X out, and this time is going to be, for me, number 8. I've been taking part since I'm 21 years old, so yeah,
Yeah, this is
exciting.
actually incredible. I mean, I can hardly believe that I'm gonna be taking part for the sixth time in this race,
Yeah,
but eight is like I can't believe it. Like honestly, before applying for the sixth time now, I wasn't sure if I should even do it. Like because it's already six times.
yeah.
And then you're
It's
coming and you're like eight times. So how do you keep your motivation up? I was in that other live stream part. I was talking about motivation and adventure goals and stuff like that, and I think you really need to have a big goal to keep going like this. So what's your big goal?
Yeah. I mean, for me, the X outs has already always been something special, and I have to say, like 2 years ago, I really thought it was the last time, and I always said, okay, if I make it to Monaco, if I'm happy with my race, this is going to be the last. But then I enjoyed it so much. I really had a good time, and I started to feel that maybe I could do better if I really put the energy into it and stuff. And it's not so much about the competition, because I'm a competitive pilot, and I like competition, but it's really more about the adventure and the fun. I really enjoy crossing the Alps like this, and having this beautiful platform, and the X Alps organization is incredible. So for me, it's more about taking part again in that adventure, and enjoy it. Yeah.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah, that's also for me actually. I thought about that, and I said to myself, what do I really like in my life? It's actually being out there in nature and paragliding and pushing myself in a competition. So why shouldn't I take part again in this race? Like
Yeah.
it's it's actually just.
Exactly. We learn so much. I mean, we learn so much about ourselves and about the way we work with the team and also with other competitors. And I made lots of friends in this race, and I don't know. It's so intense. I think it's hard to have to live to this intensity normally in life. But when you get into the X Alps, everything goes so fast and everything is so powerful, and then you come back and life tastes a little bit, like I don't know, flat, if I can say,
Yeah.
and in the X-Alps it's so intense. I've heard many of the athletes saying that after the race they all get into depression mode, and they get depressed. It's not really my case, but what I mean is that it's we know why we do it. We do it because we live those beautiful moments out there in the mountains, and actually for me, yeah, next thing will be BV flying. The competition it's something itself, and it's fun to push ourselves against each other and stuff. But at the end, what we really enjoy, and I think you're in the same spirit also, is things like when we went to go around the Adriatic together, or when you cross a mountain range alone or with a friend.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be a competition, but just being out there and traveling with the paraglider and hiking and flying is just magic.
Yeah, I just threw up now our map of our Adriatic Circle on the screen here, and
Ah, cool.
yeah, that was quite an adventure. I mean, we had we had almost 2,000 kilometers of hike and fly through three different mountain ranges, the Apennine in Italy, the Alps, and Velebit in Slovenia and Croatia, and actually, I mean, we had a great time here. You can see both of us being very young and strong right now on live. I mean, it's actually pretty funny because I'm holding you into the camera in my phone.
I
I
can
mean,
see I can see the photos.
improvising is what we have to do right now. I think next time will be better, for sure. But anyway, so yeah, and then we were sleeping outside in our gliders. We were actually having a really good time on that adventure, and I wonder if that works now. But I brought it up here. It was actually on in the middle of Switzerland when you.
Yeah. I was coming to Bellinzona, and there's a lot of wind, and I had a front collapse, 20 meters from the ground, and I went straight into the trees, and I think I broke my back. We had a beautiful flight that day.
Yep, that was quite a day, huh?
It
What
was,
you
man.
remember that day? I mean, just to so if people didn't follow right now, we were on this adventure and like halfway through the Alps, we were flying on a pretty strong day with lots of valley wind, and on the landing, you hit a tree, and I landed safely right next to you, and I just saw you hanging on the tree, and yeah. Uh, what do you think when I put you back into this situation?
Well, I guess like every other accident, and I had a few sadly. I got really lucky that time. I remember how it happened. And when I was coming to land, and I had a huge front collapse. So it's just at the worst situation. Like it was the worst situation. Not high enough to throw the rescue parachute. Not I was high enough to hurt myself. So when I hit the tree, I heard a big crack in my back. Basically, I don't know if you remember, but in the X-rays I had 9 different broken bones. So I had the pelvis, sacrum, vertebra, ribs. Pretty much everything was broken in there, um, and I spent weeks in hospitals. And when I look back at it, I mean, it was really one of the most difficult time of my life, but also it was one of the best lesson I've learned. Because one of a sudden you're in bed in the hospital. You're staying for 5 weeks, looking at the ceiling, hoping that you're gonna be walking again. And it really changed my the way I start to analyze risk, and the way I start to see life also, and the way I start to enjoy it more, because you can see how fragile it can get. Um, and yeah, I remember that one, and also I remember that we decided to come back 6 months later. Um, we went back to that tree together, and we finished the adventure. And I felt that was very uh, brave of us, because we had a really hard time. It was difficult, and to come back and to finish um, was really good.
Yeah.
because in life you have difficult moments, can happen to anyone. Um, but the whole thing is the attitude and how you react to it. And I think we reacted really well as a team, and we did a great job going back and finishing it. So yeah, really good memories.
Do you think it changed you back then? What did it change? Like, what did your...
For sure. I mean, for many years I was just traveling by myself and doing my things and my adventures, and not thinking much about the people around me. Like it's just enjoying life. But when all of a sudden you in bed and you realize that it doesn't only impact yourself, it also impacts your family, your friends, your close ones, and it's difficult for everyone. And I got really lucky because I came out of it stronger, but it could have been really worse. So um, yeah, you start to think about what's important in life, what is not, and we many times we put too much importance in fertility, and things are not so important actually. So when you close to have a when you have a strong accident like that, you start thinking about, okay, now let's make a list of what's really important, what I want to do with my life, how I want to enjoy it, where I want to go, what's my goals, and then you go forward. But it really makes you grow, I guess.
Yeah. Did you think about stopping your paragliding career back then?
No, never actually. It's funny because the first thing I thought about was to go back and fly again.
Yeah.
So, and it was, the first time you like, it's like when you have a party and you drink too much vodka, and then the next day you smell vodka and you're like, oh no, 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 not that again.
Yeah.
Well, it was the same with paragliding. It was like the first time I took my glider out, it was like, oh no, my brain was saying no, but everything inside me was saying yes. I have to go back to fly,
Yeah.
and I didn't get. I didn't fly differently, or I wasn't scared. Once you're back in the air, you know it's your thing, and no, I don't think I would imagine my life without flying. Um, but now I'm really getting into sailing, and I think it's a little bit like you when you start to fly your plane. It's that we go from maybe one passion to another one. Um, that's how it is in life. It's like a love story. It's
Yeah.
very intense, and then maybe less, and then it comes back. And so it's interesting. But now I'm really into the sailing at the moment.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
the two balls are very
But
very
you're still
interesting.
going. You're still going to the exurbs.
Yeah. And I'm more motivated than ever because I think I'm gonna fly a really good glider this year. So I'm excited about that, and also
Can
I
you
have
tell
time
us
to
which
train.
glider it will be?
Yeah, I was, as you know, I'm sponsored by Super, and they've been supporting me for years. I was with Gradient, and then Gradient become like start to work with Super, and now I'm with Super, and I flew Super in the last two races. I really enjoyed the white, and this time they didn't have time to develop a new glider, so they told me, Tom, we totally understand that you want to be competitive for this race, and we don't have a glider available at the moment, so you can just take whatever you want. And it's cool. It's like if you say to any Formula One pilot, just pick your car,
Yeah.
pick your car, and so I
That's
started
good.
to research and ask around, and I started to talk to friends and pilots, and we all know each other, and I spent time with Aaron De Rogati, the Italian prodigy, and he gave me a glider. Actually, he gave me his Omega from 2 years ago, and now I'm flying this, and I really enjoy it. I like it. It suits my style. It suits my flying,
Okay.
and I think that's the most important. I think many gliders are very, very good. I'm guessing the Skywalk, the Ozone, the Advance are really like the three are really good, I think. But I think it has to suit your style, and the Omega really works with me.
Okay.
It's strong, it's compact, it's quite easy to fly. It feels very safe, but it's super fast, and it climbs really well. It's a bit reactive. I have to get used to to how it flies. But I felt confident on the first flight. I really loved it. So I think I'm gonna go this way. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, I mean, I can just say that you definitely should try a skywalk at some point.
I
But
know. I know.
but I have to say that also. But I definitely wish you fly the best glider, so you should also try a skywalk, of course. You know.
Yeah. I mean, we will see. I really think that at the end, and I think you agree with me on that. Is that the glider is one thing, but the pilots really makes the difference. And
Definitely.
if you look at it now, like if you, for example, follow the Vendée Globe, which is this race around the world, the sailing race around the world, they all have different boats, and the most performant one, or the one who were the favorite at the start, didn't make it.
Yeah, I
And
saw that. Yeah,
and
I was following
and
it.
it's
Even I was following it a little bit, although I have nothing to do with
excellent.
sailing. But this is super exciting. I think we can all learn a
Yeah,
lot about yeah, a lot in general about
exactly. What you
strategy
need
and
is to,
stuff like that.
yeah, you need to feel safe under the glider. You need to feel that you're flying the glider that suits you, and then you need to also feel that you're not too limited. And one glider will have an advantage. Maybe one can fly under the rain, the other one cannot. One can really fly well against the wind, the other one climbs better. At the end, they all have their things. But the most important is that you fly it for hundreds of hours. You know it really well, and you
Yeah.
enjoy flying it, and then you can go far, hopefully.
So I have another question for you. Do you
Yeah.
actually think that that you know how Red Bull X-Alps works?
You mean the recipe for success in Red Bull
Yeah,
X-Alps,
just like
or?
you know how it works. Like it's something I think for me personally. Um, I right now I feel like I don't know how that whole thing works. Like
Yeah.
I have to think about it again and then like do like prepare like also my strategy again and rethink of how I want to do it and the route planning and all that
Yeah.
and what do you think about it? Do you think like you can just go there and like be like, okay, I know how that works. I'm gonna do it for the eighth time. Like,
No, yeah, but well, it's a very interesting question, and I think the answer is no. I don't really know how it works. Like, the thing is that the X-Alps, it's different every time. I had race under the rain, I had race with strong wind, I had races with really good conditions. I had luck, I had bad luck. So it all changes in a matter of seconds. The thing is, what I've learned is that your attitude makes a huge difference, and I think I know which attitude I need to have. I know that I have to stay positive and smiling and happy with everything and just go forward. Um, and every time I kept that spirit, and especially the last time, it really paid off. It really worked. To have a positive mindset and always go forward and try to push. And then everyone else, it's part of the recipe. Of course, you have to prepare well. You have to be well trained. You have to be well surrounded, have the right people around you. And at the end of the day, it's all about details and all those details all together. Um, and so if you can really learn to pay attention to details and build the whole thing, then that's where you can make a difference at the end.
yeah,
Um, but I think no one knows exactly how to do it except maybe Krill.
Kriegel knows it. I'm sure. Like he was intelligent enough to write it down.
Yeah.
Okay, when this happens, I'm gonna do that. When this happens, I'm gonna
Yeah,
do that.
he doesn't want us to know how he does, but no, I think there's a bit of
Did you
magic
ever ask
there.
him?
Yeah, not like that, but I already asked him some advices and stuff, and now he's giving more. And I think um, I really think that if you look at it, it's this Swiss attitude of preparing everything and getting really into every detail uh, made a difference. And also, he's a very strong competitor. It's just yeah, he's an amazing pilot when you look at it,
Okay.
when you fly with him. But I think we can all. If I look at the selection now, and that's very interesting, is that I think 10 guys out of the 30 guys can really get on that podium. I think. And maybe
Mhm.
maybe you don't don't see it this way. I mean, you've always been on the podium, but I think that there is a big chance that, I mean, the cars can shuffle so fast, you know, and a bit of luck, a nice flight, and then you can be in front again.
What I have to, sorry, I have to interrupt you here,
Yeah,
but I know that we've been talking like this every year.
yeah,
Because we were always going through the competitors. We were always like, okay, this
yeah,
guy, this guy, this guy. So I think the same thing. Actually, I'm super excited to see the young guys competing. Lots
yeah.
of young, very good pilots in there. Um, yeah, I'm really excited to see what makes a difference for a young person, and
Yeah.
yeah, and who is gonna
I
be
think
strong.
I think experience. I mean, at this level now, experience really makes a difference. Before, you know, when I went to the X-Alps the first time, I was 21 years old, and to be honest,
Actually,
I
my
had no
hand is
experience.
falling off almost, but I'm
Okay,
holding your phone. I'm holding your phone since half an hour, but
no
my
worries.
phone with
Sure.
you on the screen. But I think
Thank
people
you.
will appreciate it. I hope.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you're still here. It's kind of funny, but yeah. Anyway,
Yeah, everyone, thank you for following. No,
it's
I was just thinking that
yeah.
the first time I did it, I was 21 years old, and I had not much experience, and still I was always fighting in the top 10. And I think at the time it was not a big deal because the level was not so high, but the level has been going, you know, faster and faster. Everyone is getting better every 2 years, and now the level is really high. And now if you want to make a difference, I think you really have to come well prepared. And I doubt, but maybe I'm mistaken, but I doubt that a newcomer can really make a really good result. You know, on the first year, it's difficult. No,
Yeah, I
we
think
will
so
see.
too. But you know, Kriegel was a newcomer too at some point, and he jumped in and won since then. And
And it was
we
22 years ago.
yeah, really? Oh, wow.
No, but I don't know. It was a while ago. No, but yeah, you're right. But Kriegel, as we said, Kriegel is in the top 70.
Yeah, but you know, I'm still waiting for that one guy to show up and be like Kriegel. You know, this is
Yeah,
what.
this is you.
So you mean like if I'm collecting all those years of experience that he had once he took part for the first time, I can be Kriegel like he was back then. Was that confusing? Was it?
I mean,
But
it's also
but then he's
think
still
about
20 years better now. You know,
yeah.
that's the
No, but
problem.
think about his position. It's hard for him to keep the motivation, you know. And maybe it's hard for him to keep the motivation, and maybe it's even hard for him to train so much than before. Maybe he doesn't have so, you know, who knows where he is now. But as long as you give your best, you know, maybe you can catch up.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure you could.
I think you can too. You
Yeah, I'm
already
working
did.
on it.
Every time you're getting like a couple of places better, right?
Yeah, that's why I'm participating so many times. You know, I'm planning to do, maybe 20
How
exams or
many
something.
more do you have to do to win it? Like just
Well,
from your
I was
progress.
thinking, I was thinking that 10 exams would be cool. You know, it's
Yeah,
a cool number.
that's
So
true.
three more.
Okay.
Still,
Tom,
I'm
anyway,
young.
I mean, it's a nice conversation, but my hand, like, this is so, like, people watching this probably think, okay, what are these two Red Bull amateurs doing here on a live stream? Because I'm holding you on the phone. I mean, the conversation is nice, it's totally professional, but maybe I have to explain for those who didn't watch the first part of this. I tried to make this really nice with Tom being integrated in my video thing here, but my program crashed. So since then I'm holding Tom in my hand here. And it's a lot of fun. We're having a good conversation. I think the quality of sound is great. Everything works. We're live. But just as an explanation, and I think before I invite Kriegel, the Swiss Superman, I will try to figure this out really professionally because he will not come back like you probably once it.
Nah, no worries.
No, he's gonna come back.
Let's not take it too seriously. Yeah, I mean, thanks for having me anyway. And let's just plan for some training this spring.
Yeah, I have
See.
just thrown up this picture of us jumping into the sea after finishing the Adriatic Circle here. Probably
Nice.
see it, and this is a great memory for me because so much craziness happened on the Adriatic Circle that we did together, but we did it and we jumped into the sea together at the end. And for me, this is, I think, the motivating part of all this that we can always
Yeah.
go on. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Excellent.
it was
Same
great
here,
to
man.
talk to you. Thank
Yeah.
you very much. I hope you can come visit me soon. Maybe
I
here
will.
we go for training together, or maybe I come to Belgium for some soaring and some flat flat running. No,
Flatland
but
flying.
this is actually very impressive that you can compete in that level, being from Belgium. But you spend a
From a
lot of
country
time in
without
the
mountains.
Alps, right?
Yeah, that's how I start my speeches. I say I'm a professional paragliding pilot coming from a country without mountains.
Yeah.
That's always like okay, but yeah. But I'm coming. I'm coming in a few weeks, so I'm gonna come and meet you in Salzburg. And please take me flying with one of those planes when I come.
Yeah, I will. I will.
Excellent.
I will take you in. Show you which plane I'm gonna take you in, and
Cool.
it's gonna be this one on the right. See?
That's my dream. Yeah. I saw you flying that one the other
Yeah.
day. Excellent. Cool. Looking forward. We can maybe fly the whole length of the X Alps. So we
Yeah,
can
it's gonna
change
take
course.
almost the same time as during the X-Alps because we need so much fuel and so many stops. But
Okay.
anyway, we're gonna figure something out. So
All
thank you,
right.
Tom. Thanks for keeping going with this with me on this. It was kind of hard to get it done, but we did it, and it was super exciting.
Yeah.
Thanks a
Thank
lot.
you for having me. Enjoy your evening, and we catch up soon. Take
Yeah.
care, man.
See you.
Ciao,
Bye.
ciao. See ya.
Okay, guys, that was a really exciting first YouTube live session here. Actually, now we have had two parts. The one part which kind of broke down after I started talking to Tom, and now the second part, which worked quite okay, I would say. But next time will be better. I'm coming back in 2 weeks with this. I have 2 weeks to figure out how all this technique works, and yeah, it was a pleasure for me to have you here on the live stream. Next time we're gonna put some airplane stuff in it too, and talk a little bit more about Red Bull X-Alps preparation and some of the stuff that we had going on during the Red Bull X-Alps. Well, anyway, I just saw one question here, and I want to answer that. I said that in the beginning that I'm going to answer a question. How is sleeping in a paraglider? I always brought my sleeping bag till now. Is it comparable? I think you don't need a sleeping bag when you do it, when you go on a baby flight during summer. It's actually warm enough. You know, you better bring some warm clothes because you need warm clothes anyway for flying, and then you put yourself in the glider, and up down to I think 10 degrees from my experience is totally fine. So thanks for that question. There was a lot of other questions, or I think quite a bit of other questions in the previous stream which didn't work anymore. So I'm trying to wrap all this thing up together, like put it together and upload it here. But thanks for watching. Next time will be better. And yeah, see you soon.